Yes, it is fat. Let's talk fab. Now you know it's Sunday. My name is Barbara J. Beckley, and I am always a pleasure to be here to be a guest host. And yes, I know you see me probably every Sunday for a while. Me and Kim, we go back and forth. But the main, best, awesome person that's a host, and that's her show, is Miss Tamara L. Hunter. Yay! We got to give our Queen Bee some love and support. She supports us, she supports you, and she's always here in comments, talking, giving the love and everything. So we just love you, Queen. We love you. With that said, and please, if you don't know that I call women Queen by now, I mean your head is in the sand. Okay, just gonna let you know. Just gonna let you know. So I don't have to explain that no more. No more explanation. But we are here today. Let's talk fabulous. And our topic for today, and this is interesting because I was just talking to the ladies in the virtual green room how sometimes you don't know where certain, like, special days, or how they say it's National Hot Dog Day or something like that. Where does those come from? Where does it really come from, right? You kind of question that sometimes, like, okay, who was on the sidelines and have nothing else to do and think about these days, right? They probably wasn't a busy woman like we are. But with that, I did find out for this month, because there's other things happening in October, but one thing I didn't know was it's Women's Month. No, Small Business Women's Month. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that. Thank you for giving me a topic for this Sunday. So I thought that I would bring some wonderful women, and we talk about women in business and how they basically take the world by storm. We're celebrating. We're going to listen to some things that they talk about, give us some tips, things that they deal with, things that we all deal with, especially as women in business, especially small business. So I love that this topic is coming up, and I'm love that whosoever thought about this, thank you. Thank you so much. And with that, let's talk. Ta-da! I love that. I love magic. So you see these wonderful ladies. This is our panelists today, and they're going to introduce themselves one by one. But before we get to that, I do have a virtual co-host that comes on every Sunday. She is magnificent. Renee, she always steps up to the plate, and she always gives us some love. So I'm going to let you hear just a little snip of what she has to say for our talk today, and then we'll get to our panelists. We'll be right back.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's fabulous show. My name is Renee Reich. Our guest host today is Barbara J. Beckley, who will be joined by expert panelists speaking about women in business and unlocking and unleashing their full potential. What does that look like? Well, get your pens and papers handy because you're going to want to take some copious notes. I'm so grateful to be welcoming you in to the show every week, and so grateful to have you join us. So thank you very much, everybody, and have a fabulous, fabulous show. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Miss Renee. Oh, to you too, lady. You are always amazing, and she supports this show so much, and she's always coming on to make sure that she's giving us the love. So with that said, let's get right into this. We only have a certain amount of time, and I want to make sure you hear these queens. So let me just start. I'm doing a little such like this, and we're gonna introduce. Everybody's gonna introduce themselves, and then we're gonna go right into some topics and some just have some fun. So I'll start off with Mrs. Let me see, Natalie.
Hi, I am Natalie Jobe Perez. I am a speaker, blogger, MS activist, and fighter, and I'm so happy to be here today.
Yes, I'm happy for you too. Okay, next in line.
Hello, everyone. I am Cassandre Chery. I am a speaker and self-published author. I am a life coach and a mindset expert. I am so excited to be here and be able to share this moment with these amazing ladies and with you, also the audience.
Yes. I love her accent. Okay, next queen.
Hi, I am Erica Hansen. I am a podcast host and speaker, author, and a performance coach specializing in curiosity.
And she's just amazing too at all that too. And our next queen.
Hello, everyone. I am Sandy Hart, a 29-year veteran, multi-international award-winning real estate agent, a public speaker as well, and the queen of sales with integrity. It is my passion to connect each of you with your sales and marketing superpowers.
Ooh, and she mentioned queen. And our next queen, Anne.
Hello, I'm Anne C.K. Nickell. I am an award-winning author, a speaker, and a story shepherd coach, along with spending about 16 years in real estate. So thank you.
Wow. So as you can hear, these are some power-packed women. I mean, congratulations for all you being in the business for a long time or just even starting. I mean, that takes a lot. That takes a lot. And with, ups and downs in life, with everything can happen, you're still staying strong. You're just, you're winners, you're queens. So with that, I want to, before we start, because there's another thing that's going on in the month of October, is that breast cancer awareness. So we want to give some love to that. And we'll be right back after this one clip. Okay. So please, everybody, people that either care for somebody that has breast cancer, people that that's going through the journey of it, people that might be in remission, any type of it is, please show the love, send the hugs. If you can do in-person hugs, virtual hugs, smiles, because it is a journey. And a lot of us in this group, some of us in this group, and myself, I had breast cancer, but I had uterus cancer. So it's cancer. And you have to just be there, be support. That's what I'm asking. Please support the women and men, because sometimes people leave out the men. Men can have breast cancer too. So I just want to let everybody know that is a factor with that. So we just want to just show that. Get your pink out. Get your pink. I didn't wear my pink today. I don't have to wear pink next time. So that's I want to say on that end. So now we want to get right into some questions here. So with women in business, small women in businesses, they're celebrating this month. It's a difference when you think about it, because you can be in a huge business and get lost or already be established at a certain point, but then when you keep on year by year doing your smaller business, it takes a little bit more that push, because you're like, okay, I feel like I'm all alone here because of the small business with all these bigger ones, but you're big than them because you keep trucking along. So I want to ask this question to you ladies. With celebrating success, okay, because we're all celebrating today with each and every woman, how can we best celebrate and highlight the achievements of women entrepreneurs, and how does recognition impact their personal growth and motivation? So we're talking about celebrating success and your ideas of that. So anybody wants to start off, and then we'll go from there.
I would love to.
Here we go, Miss Sandy.
I absolutely love this topic, because I believe that as women and women in business, we invest the least amount of time in celebrating our wins, in celebrating each other. We put our head down and we work and we work and we work, and we give very little recognition to our accomplishments. We're always adding to our list and getting to that winner place, and then it's what's next, instead of stopping to celebrate. So cheerleading each other and just really taking that deep breath of accomplishment, I think, is super important.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Sandy, for sharing that, because it is, and that's why I'm always, I know some people when I first started talking about women are queens, a lot of people looked at me kind of like, really, Barbara, really, and I'm like, yeah, because we have to celebrate each other, we have to remember to support each other, especially when we're working at our empire, as I call it. So thank you, Sandy, for bringing it up. Anybody else want to add any when it comes to celebrating yourself and supporting and personal growth into that?
Yes, I would like to add something to that. And especially as a woman of color, you have to talk up for us, because a lot of time we tend to feel like when we are celebrating ourselves, people will see us as bragging. But I say there's no such thing, because you've worked so hard to make whatever you made happen, that you need to take the time, as Miss Sandy said, to take a breather, take a pause, and see how far you've come and celebrate that, because this will give you motivation and also send a signal to your brain that, wow, you've done that, so you can do more, and that will motivate you to be more confident in what you're doing.
Yes, I love that. Love that. Thank you, Queen. Anybody else want to add?
I would love to. The main thing I think about is when celebrate every single win. But when you celebrate it, you also become visible in a way where other women can see you celebrating and see themselves in your seat one day. And I think that's one way we also give back, by showing people that, yes, the journey is hard. It's something you have to fight for, but you can celebrate along the journey, no matter what stage you're at, and give people that inspiration to want to do this and want to go after their dreams.
Yes, Natalie, Queen. I love it. Anybody else want to add? Ann?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let me do Ann and Erica. Go ahead, Ann.
Yes, I was going to say the same thing Natalie said first, is to remember to celebrate yourself, because then that shows other women what is possible. But then along with that, when you see other women succeeding, remember to celebrate them as well, to support each other, because, not only are they lacking sometimes in celebrating themselves, sometimes they may not have that support at home with them, that, so they're not getting that recognition. So having other women in business celebrate them, it helps push them up and helps them rise and do even more.
Yes, thank you. Yes, Ann, thank you so much. That is very important. Erica, I want to make sure I get you.
Yeah, I love what Natalie said about celebrating wherever you're at, because I know that the hardest thing for me, because I'm still at the beginning of my own business, is, when do you celebrate success? Like, do you have to wait until a certain point? Oh, I can't say what I'm doing because I haven't done X or Y or Z. And I think we can all say that even getting to the launch of saying, I have a business, means generating the idea, getting a name, getting the domain, filing for LLC or whatever. There's so many things that lead up to it. Like, let's not put off success. Let's celebrate every single moment. So really elaborating on what Natalie had said about just don't hold it off.
Yes.
I love this. If I could just chime back in for 2 seconds, and going back to being a managing broker owner of a Remax office, and asking the motivation questions, what is it that matters to you? And recognition, especially for women, is a shame trigger. Asking to be recognized or wanting to be recognized for our accomplishments tends to be one that I recognize anyways, having had agents under me. It was like, oh no, I'm not about the awards, or I'm not about the, so I just wanted to recognize that for 2 seconds, that stepping into acknowledging that being recognized really does matter. And, back to the signal to your brain to say, woohoo, go, go, go. You can do it. And take the next step. It's great.
And if I can add something to that as well, I love that because I think one of the things we as women suffer with a lot is the imposter syndrome. And I think the reason why it's so hard for us to want to recognize or acknowledge anything that we've done is because we think it's not good enough. Your struggle was harder, your fight was harder, or you've accomplished so much more than I have. So we almost feel like we don't deserve it. So that's why we have to be so intentional about celebrating our wins, no matter how big they are or small.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and imposter syndrome too. Sorry, I just put it in. Imposter syndrome. I'm so glad you brought that up because it's so. I don't know the stats offhand, but it's so much more prevalent in women. And so I do a lot of performance coaching, meaning workplace coaching, and it comes off in women so much. And I actually had somebody in a recent panel that I was on talk about mention the history of imposter syndrome. So I looked it up a little bit, and part of why women, my view, putting things together is I think part of why we have so much more experience with imposter syndrome is because there's less of us to show us that we are there and we can do it. And especially for women of color, it's even that much more exaggerated. And so the more that we can elevate each other and elevate ourselves, that actually will help imposter syndrome because we will see that, oh yeah, we can do it. Oh yeah, there's somebody that looks like me. So I love that you brought up imposter syndrome.
Yay. Awesome. Anybody else want to add? Okay, so far I want to, before we move forward, and my tech is doing this crazy thing, if you can still hear me, yes. We're talking about celebrating victories, right? Celebrating success. Well, every lady on this panel, every queen on this panel, I want to celebrate their success and let the audience out there, the viewers that are watching, because each person, including myself, but I'm showing the love right now to them. We were all in a summit, a speaking summit. It's ending, I think, Tuesday with another wonderful queen bee, Miss Holly. She's our coach speaker. And we were part of a summit. So each of these ladies did it like a 12-minute, I call it like a TED Talk. It was almost like a TED Talk to me on certain days. And they all accomplished creating an impact for others and in the world. So I just want to congratulate you because, again, we celebrate success and we support each other, right? So give yourself a hand, give yourself back. There you go. Okay, with that said, let's keep it moving with success before I move to another interesting topic of women in business. Now, I did a little research and I found out, I wanted to find out who were like the heavy hitters, like CEOs in business, like for women. So I have a little clip and it was interesting because some of the ladies that popped up, I didn't even know. See, that's why I say, you don't know, right? You don't know what you don't know. But when you find out, you find out and you share. So I wanted to share this little clip with you and we'll be right back. Great.
That's awesome.
And I put that last quote at the end.
Love it.
I had to do it. I'm sorry. I know there's somebody watching. I love you all, but yeah. I'm just gonna that's how it is. So with that, ladies, what you said, Tamara said she loved the quote too. See, I know. See, you got me. So we need to celebrate it. Like I said, some of the ladies that were, brought up, and I know there's a lot more. There was just a few that was picked, and I was doing the video for it, and I was like, wow, that's very interesting. But when you think about it, those CEOs, like companies, either they started the company or they became the CEO of that company. But you ladies, as a small business owner, you're the CEO. You're that women rocking the world. You're the one that's digging in and doing everything and started from scratch. So yes, so much love and so much respect for you on that. And that's where you got to give you a hand clap on that one. Okay, now let's I want to go into now about work-life balance. Yeah. Is there any such a thing as balance when it comes to work and life? I don't know. We're going to kind of get some of that from these wonderful queens. So, question, how can we address work-life balance challenges for women entrepreneurs supporting their personal growth, well-being, and life satisfaction? Because not all just have to be busy in your business. You have to have that balance to keep staying, right? So I want to start. Anybody want to add to that, something that they do, or give us some tips on that?
I would love to start on that one. So, as for me, I figured the issue with work and life balance, if that exists as we mentioned, it's because we tend to separate our life with our work. So what I've been doing for myself, I made sure that I invested in every areas of my life equitably, not equally, because your personal life may need more than your business, or the business more than your personal life. So what I've done is prioritize what is it that my life need and also that I need to implement in my business. So because I've realized once I've started doing that, I consider the business part of my life. So I plan my life. I plan everything else around my personal life so that I can be able to balance, because although the business is me, but also the personal life, I have to take account for the other people who are in my personal life too.
Yeah, I love that, Queen. Thanks for sharing that. I just want to say that, it's your personal growth is important in other areas of your life, because you just can't just be 100, like 90% in one area of your business and then 10% personal health, and all that has to come into factor, because then if you do too much of something, then it could affect the other parts of your life, right? Mm-hmm. Not in a good way. Not in a good way. So anybody else want to add any kind of tips that they have? Erica?
I would. Oh, go ahead.
This is a huge thing for me. And I just like to give a shout out to the opportunity that we have all created for ourselves by becoming entrepreneurs and having control over how we do business and when we do business. Because one thing that I'm realizing is that our standard stereotypical cultural work day was created by men. And as women, we have something going on that they don't, and that is our hormones fluctuate a lot throughout the month. And that means that we naturally are going to work better at various times. So when you're starting a business, it's really difficult to plan that. But I actually am working with my own health and fitness coach. I just started working with her. She's opening my eyes to this. Her name, I just got to give a shout out, Carissa Greer at True Balance Fitness. But she actually takes clients on certain days and doesn't take clients on certain days of the month, because she knows that that's not when she's working her best. But I think that as women, we do need to acknowledge, and if we embrace our natural way of being women, it allows us to create an opportunity to do the work more effectively, and when we naturally can do it, instead of having to fit us into a box that was created by men and then influenced by society and culture. So that's my little rant. But especially for me personally now, I am one of 8. I was actually just diagnosed with breast cancer a couple months ago. I was going to add to the 3 things: get your annual mammogram, because that is what is saving my life, because it was so small nobody could even feel it. So it was caught that early. So annual mammograms, don't miss it. But here I am trying to figure out, well, geez, I just launched my business 2 months later. I get diagnosed with cancer. How I couldn't do this in the normal standard way. But knowing that I will have good days, I'll have bad days, I'll have good mornings, I'll have bad mornings. Like when I can do this and I've got the opportunity and the benefit to doing that. And so I think if we really embrace it and not shove ourselves into a box, I think women entrepreneurs are essentially our growth rate. We are taking over the business world globally. Sorry, rant done.
That was fabulous. And that's not a rant.
That, very difficult to follow. Erica, sending you light and love and blessings for healing. That is an amazing story. And kudos for your incredible outlook, because wow, you know, most wouldn't be as bright and beautiful as you are presenting. My take on the whole women in business is the mother balance, the mother load. As a mother that of having birthed 3 sons, a stepson, and even my ex-husband's son that has no biological lived with me. At one point, I had 5 boys living in my house and was running a corporation. And there was no balance. There was nothing even sort of balanced about my life. I was 6 a.m. to midnight, 7 days a week for decades. And I messed it all up beautifully. And so I feel like I have a little wisdom on this. Don't do it. Don't do anything that I did. If you reach out to me, I will tell you everything to do wrong and never ever to do. But yeah, it's a beautiful awakening when you recognize that you don't remember. Like, it's one of my absolute emotional moments in my life is to recognize that I really barely remember 11 years of my children's lives. So don't do what I did.
That is so powerful. And it touched a chord with me because I have 3 young ones right now. And I also work in corporate America while I'm trying to launch my business. And it's been such a battle trying to find that perfect mix where you can do what you have to do so that you can change your life for yourself while still helping pay the bills, while still being a mommy and taking them to the football games. And my daughter does baton twirling and she wants to do competitions. So it's definitely trying to get to a work-life balance. And I don't think there ever is. You're going to have to give and take based on what's important that week. You know, there are times when I'm going to be giving a little bit more to my family life because it's a birthday or a competition that's really important. And there's going to be times where I have to give a little bit more to my business because I'm like, no, I have to get this done because I have goals to accomplish on this end. So I think understanding that there's never going to be a 50-50 scale, you know, those perfect balance scales. It's not, for me at least, it's never going to be that way. Sometimes they're going to lean, depending on what's needed. It's going to lean a little bit more on the family side one week. This week is my daughter's 7th birthday. So this week it's going to be more about her. And then another week it may be a little bit more about, okay, what do I have to accomplish in my business? What are my goals? Have I sent out any emails to try to get some leads? You know, and there are times when it's just like, okay, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to be mommy till 9, put them to bed, work till 10, and then go to bed. You know, and it's a hard balance for me because with MS, it's not always the easiest thing. Your brain is not always at tip-top shape, and you have to figure out, okay, do I work better in the morning? Do I work better at night? Am I too tired? Am I eating healthy? Have I taken, like, vitamin D is really big with MS. Have I gotten enough sun? So it's just so much you're balancing. So I think understanding that, don't expect the scale to always be level. Some days you may have it, but just expect that scale to be tipping and be okay with it. There's nothing wrong with having to give a little bit more every now and again.
Love it.
Yeah. And that's keeping it real. You know, thank you, Queen Natalie, for saying that. And, you know, I just have to give so much love for the people that are dealing in health with their health journey, and they still have to move and groove in their business with their family life. So I give you so much love for that too, with the MS and, you know, Erica finding about, she detected it early. Thank you for that. So with piling that on top of, okay, now I got to go and meet with this client, or, you know, I got to build this, I got to do some marketing for my business. It does get kind of hefty. One of the things I was saying, and Tamara Hunter I want to make sure we get some love from the audience. Balance is an attitude. When we are okay without our balance, we can celebrate it. Do not compare ourselves with anyone else. Yes. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
So powerful.
Can I just make a comment on that, Barbara?
Yes, sure.
So I am like, if you have never heard Mickey Guyton, oh my gosh, you have to listen to her. She's a country singer. She's phenomenal. And she's the first Black female country singer who was signed to a major record label. In 2022, Time named her the Breakout Artist of the Year. She's phenomenal. But her songs are incredible. There's one called Different, and there's a phrase in there, I think it's in the second verse, that says, like, celebrate what you are. Oh, I'm going to screw it up. But it's like, if you celebrate what you are, then there's no competition. Because you're it. You're one in a billion. So you have to listen to her. She's amazing.
I love it. Love it.
Awesome.
And
then one thing that no one's talked about yet is remembering to make time for other things that you love. That's what helps me. My sisters and I are big crafters. We have our sublimation machines and our cool, printers, and, we make our own t-shirts and earrings and mugs and different things. And then even though we don't live really close to each other, we get on our little calls and we share pictures. And sometimes we get together for a long weekend and just craft and have fun with each other and forget everything else. And so for me, it just gives me that time away from the business just for a little bit to focus on something else fun. And then when I come back to the business, I find that I'm refreshed, I'm feeling much better. And then I can dive back into what I was doing, and I have a whole new, just fresh outlook on it. So if you can find that time to do something else fun that you love, and, it goes along with self-care, and taking care of yourself, I think that for me brings that balance back to my work. And then it helps make everything feel better and lighter and brighter when I do that.
That's beautiful. And thank you for that. And just to circle back around, my top year as a chairman's club, millions of dollars earner, was my lowest year as a woman, a wife, and a mom. And I got diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome and was tested for cancer, MS, all the things, and then turned everything around, everything. I crashed, and that's not the way to do it. But then it just became absolute prioritize your health. Like, that has to be your most important thing as a woman, as a wife, a mom, is if you don't take care of yourself, you cannot serve from an empty cup. And we're nurturers, so we're always giving. And like that again is back to that recognition, or self-love is selfish, back from, being raised in the 70s and 80s. And so just really recognizing that you are your golden goose, and without you, my dear breast cancers and MS, and it's just paramount. That's what I got. Right there. Hallelujah.
How to do that? I mean, y'all getting my heart. Where's my tissue? Is people writing this down? I mean, I just thought about this. You got a pen and paper and everything? You gotta be taking some notes, people. So, Erica, I know you have something else to add.
I was just saying I have my pen and paper.
Oh, you have your Thank you. I mean, I'm just getting so much golden, so much from every of these queens. So, life balance. I just want to give one more tip before we get to our other little small topic here, is that, put yourself on the calendar. I always tell myself that first, because I got to do, what I say before I tell other people what to suggest to do, right? I put myself on the calendar. I mean, we can do doctor's appointments, we can do client appointments, we can do, anything that we have to do in our business or with others, but we never put ourselves on a calendar and say, you know what, for a whole hour, I'm going to just sit back and relax and look at reality shows for 30 minutes. I don't know. Something that you like. Yes, that's one of my guilty pleasures. Okay, I told on myself. I don't care.
I love it.
I don't care.
Barbara, the closet reality show.
Tonight I'm waiting on for the last episode of, I think, Love at First Sight or whatever.
No, Love is Blind.
Love is Blind. That's it. Yeah.
Season 5. Waiting for the shenanigans. Waiting for it.
I'm waiting for it. The reunion. But I'm just okay. I digress. But just as an example, see, I'm taking my little hour. I'm going to do what I have to do. But I put myself accountable for that. And I go back and do, just do your job. Do what you have to do in your business. So I'm glad that you're looking at that, as a balance because it's healthy. It's healthy. So, but I want to just play because one of the things that we believe in that Tamara L. Hunter basically appreciate for too is that she created Chemo Buddy for Life. It's basically a nonprofit organization. I'm a part of it. I know Caroline, we're all a part of it. We're volunteers. And I just want to play a little clip of that because like you said, this is the month. And, we say a month for breast cancer awareness, but it should be for a lifetime. Okay. This is not just 1 month. Then you go to the next month and say, okay, we forgot about breast cancer awareness. Really? No, it don't work that way. You should always forever be getting your mammogram checks. Like Erica said, checking on your body because look at all these powerful women and you have to keep yourself healthy, right? And we got to be aware of that. So I'm going to play a little clip of this because we really want to salute this nonprofit organization because they're really doing a lot because they're being a buddy for people that are going through the journey who some people don't have support when they're going through, or they might not have the right support and they need the support that's going to really listen to them. So we'll be right back.
Life is so fragile, and we're constantly reminded just how fragile life can be, especially when we or a loved one is told we have cancer. Cancer survivor myself, I can tell you, we still feel very alone in this journey.
There's a study that's been shown that patients who are socially isolated have a worse prognosis, have a worse outcome than patients who are socially interconnected.
Buddies for Life is a non-profit cancer support group for those whose life has been impacted by cancer. Humor, hope, heart, and hugs.
Humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love.
Share this with your friends and family and support this community in every way you can. No one should face cancer alone.
I am a Chemo Buddy for Life.
We are a Buddies Network.
No one does cancer alone.
Be a buddy.
And we are all here for you as a community of love.
We are Chemo Buddies for Life.
And if you've heard 3 words, you have cancer, for yourself or someone else, you belong with us at Chemo Buddies for Life.
Healing through connections.
Beautiful.
I heard somebody say, "Oh, I know." Yeah, I know. It gets me right here. But love you, ladies, again. If you're just signing in, if you're just coming in, this where you are at. Let's Talk Fabulous. We're talking about celebrating women in business, especially small business. And we got these lovely, wonderful panelists, which I call Lady Queens. I look at them as royalty because they do so much and they nurture so much, not just within their own business, but their family, friends, and just people in the world. They're lighthouse of the world, as I always say. That's my motto, and I'm sticking to it. So with that said, we're going to go into mentorship and role models. Each and every one of you is a mentor and a role model. And if you didn't know that, now you know. Okay. So what can be done to encourage mentorship opportunities for women in business? And how do mentors and role models contribute to personal growth and resilience? Because you have to be resilient in what you're doing, right? Persistent and everything. So as a role model, because each and every one you are, I just labeled you. You're labeled. How can you encourage that opportunity, especially with the youth? I mean, I look at that as well. Anybody want to chime in?
I can start on this one.
Go ahead, Anne.
We don't know what we don't know. And a lot of the times, I know for me, for a long time, what has held me back is my uncertainty on where to go and how to step, like how to make the transition from being someone who is thinking about starting a business and thinking about getting outside of the traditional 9 to 5 to someone who's actually doing it. And because I had no idea how to do that, there was this block in my life where I was like, I want it, but I don't know what to do. So, okay, I'll wait till tomorrow. And then tomorrow becomes 5 years later. And you're like, I'm still where I was 5 years ago. And I think what's most important about mentors and coaches is they take you beyond that block. They take you beyond that doubt and disbelief in yourself. And it's more of, okay, you're not sure where to move. I've done it. Let's do it together. I'll hold your hand. I'll walk you through. And then after you get over that block, what I've learned in life is there's going to be another block or a stone or a rock in your way. And that coach can help you guide yourself around it and say, okay, here's another stumbling block we're coming up against. I've seen this one, or I haven't seen this one, so let's navigate it together. I think when we try to do life alone is when it's the most difficult. We're not islands. We were never meant to be islands. So we need to embrace the support network that's helping us through and getting us to elevate ourselves beyond what we are today. I think I'll stop there.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Whoa. I got to do something for you.
Yes.
Boom. That's what I do. Boom. Mic drop. Thank you, Queen. And Natalie, when you say you have all the children and stuff, I'm like, she's 19 years old. What's going on?
Thank you. I do. I actually just celebrated my 37th birthday. So I'm very excited. Yes.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. I want your genes. I want them.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time, we were ashamed of our ages and women want to hide it. I think we should be proud of everything we've been through, every hurdle we've climbed. Like, we should be proud to be however old we are. So I am proud to be 37, living with MS for over 20 something years. I am very, very proud, and I'll scream it and shout it. I am growing, I'm aging, and I'm learning.
Wow.
I love it. And I'm proud to be 20. Yes. Yes. Why is everybody laughing? No, I'm a proud age of 55. Yes, Natalie's right. We need to be proud of our ages. So yeah.
My baby turned 34 yesterday, so I'm like, well, not my baby, not my youngest. My oldest turned 34 yesterday, and I have earned every this and every this. And these frown lines are my WTF lines, and they are deep. And every stretch mark, and it's that how many don't have the privilege of aging. Yes. And so it's that if you've lost a single person, it's that embracing every second of life and stop beating yourself up for not being some airbrushed model on a magazine. We are real women in the trenches, working for a living and trying to make a difference for the world.
Well said, Queen. Well said. Yes. Okay. So anybody else want to add to mentorship?
Yes.
Because you're all mentors, remember.
Sure.
Anne, okay.
Yes. What you mentioned earlier, that we all spoke this previous week. And one of the things I talk about a lot is sharing your story. Because when you share that story, that lets others know what is possible. And then I encourage others, I share mine, and I encourage others to do the same. And whatever that story is, like Natalie was saying, it can be, we're all different. We've all been through different things. And so one of the things I share is that I just started my first business right before I almost died and nearly lost my leg. And so during this, I just started the business and I was nervous. I wasn't sure, how I was going to keep going because I'd just gone through a divorce. So I had new business, divorced, no other income to fall back on, just me. And so it was very nerve-wracking, but it was also amazing because I had something that I could fall back on. I had this business. I wasn't in the corporate world with someone telling me that I had to hurry up and heal faster. And that really helped me get through it. And so by sharing the things I went through and then still was able to start a business, I think all of those things help other women realize that no matter where they are, no matter what they're going through, no matter what the doubts may be, questioning from other family members, asking if they're crazy for wanting to start a business, all of those things, it can be done. And by sharing and being a mentor, you're allowing them, to feel that passion, to feel that success and that wonderment at going into business, and it encourages them to do the same. And so sharing your story, I think, is important. Share whatever you're going through. That's the best way to be a mentor and a role model to other people.
Whew. I'm over here just having convulsions. Yes. Share your story, the highs and the lows. And I always tell people, even when you're your lowest valley, because we all the queens said something about they were down there and they kept going up, and they went down again and kept going up. You learn from the low valleys. Those are stepping stones of strength. That's what I tell people. So thank you, queens, for sharing all of your story, not just a portion, but all of it. So they know as a mentor, you're mentoring the right way. Anybody else?
I would love to chime back in, not about aging, about mentorship, and how much I love your lighthouse analogy, and how not only the coaches that Natalie brought up, but the communities, and how incredible, especially, us coming through this summit, all of us inside of that community, and shining so that we can attract those people that need some mentorship, and that we can pay it forward. When we get one step ahead, we can reach back and bring our sisters with us. And I think women are so great at this, that how can I help you? How can I help you? How can I help you? And telling your story, creating your movie, and it's so powerful, it's so beautiful, and it's so feminine and nurturing and incredible.
I know, just like some good chocolate cake or something.
Right. Agreed.
Did you have something to say, lady? Did I see your hand up?
Oh, okay. So, yes. Put me on the spot. Okay, it's fine. So, so as you mentioned regarding mentor, and I always use this analogy because when you have the mentorship, you are able to cross the bridge to where you are in the confusion to where you are envisioning and going. And really, mentorship does all that. And to piggyback on what Miss Sandy just shared, not only it creates a sense of community, but for me, I always say it's important for us as women, especially when it comes to business, that we have three pillars. The personal ones, our family, that they will be here regardless. But the business community, the entrepreneurship community, it's something that you need because there are people who understand what you're going through, and they are able to help you go through it when it's hard, even if they are further along, but they know something about it and they can help you. And also, resilience, as Miss Barbara mentioned earlier, resilience. You really need that when you are in business, and having a mentor help you build this resilience much better. Yes.
Yes. Wow. Yes. Thank you.
Powerful. Not a girl.
Yeah. I want to give advice for all of you out there who might want a mentor, because I think that it's really important in so much of what I did in the beginning. And I do anyway, because I'm curious, but if you see somebody that you admire in whatever way, go up to them and just ask them to tell them that you want to hear their story, that you're interested in their journey. How did they get to where they are? Everybody enjoys talking about their journey and sharing their journey. But when we look at people that we admire and want to like, oh, they wouldn't be my mentor. Oh, I want to be like them. We are seeing the end result, or we are seeing them at a point in time. We are not seeing what led them to that. So go up to people and say, I'd love to treat you to a cup of coffee or whatever. And just, can I ask you about your journey? How did you get to where you are? And those are the best lessons that you will hear. And through that, you may find yourself the mentor that you need to have.
I love that. The 23-year overnight success, right? I was in a coaching session just before we came on. And yes, she's been 10 years creating, and now I get to help her across the line with her marketing and sales, because that's, it's such a passion, because, again, we're givers, and so many of us really struggle to ask for the sale and to be like, do you see yourself? Does this fit for you? That bridge, I'm not sure which of you said, between that person and their dreams, and just asking, how did you do it? And then, that might turn into something just incredible. So it's beautiful. Love this. Yeah. Love this topic.
Oh, yeah. And with what Erica said, if I can just add on real quick, I like what she brought up, asking them about that story, how they got started, because I think we all love to see the amazing stories. You see it all the time. When you're scrolling social media, they're standing in front of the mansion and they've got the fancy car, and they've got all these wonderful things, and that's great. But a lot of times it doesn't fit where we are, especially if you're at the beginning of your business. And then everyone thinks that's what it's supposed to look like. But if you can hear those other stories and realize that they started down here, not up here, that we all start somewhere, I think that authenticity makes a much better mentor, at least for me and a lot of the people I know, than seeing the mansions and the fancy cars and the yachts and all that. It's a great dream, but I want to know how to get started now, where I am. So I think that, that whole story of where we get started, showing that authenticity is amazing. And it really helps as a mentor.
Yes, that's gorgeous. I think that too, what you were just speaking to, Anne, first of all, is creating the movie of your life. I love your talk that you did. It's fabulous. But also in this mentorship is that people aren't looking for the yacht and the Lamborghini. They're looking for real human connection.
Yes.
And I think those big shiny box coaches and mentors are no longer quite as appealing. And now it's that more humble Barbara Beckleys of the world, that it's like, oh my God, your heart is bigger than North America. That's who people want now. So it's beautiful. It's true, Barbara. It's just true. You were like, wow, lighthouse.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. That's so sweet. Oh my God, I'm always worried about everybody else. It's like, then you come and say that? Really, Sandy? Really? Wow.
Really, Barbara? Really?
Well, see, you do this towards the end, right? You do this to me towards the end of this show, but I want to make sure that each and every one of the panelists, the wonderful queens, give at least a little take before we end. So we're going to do the 30-second game. They already know about it. I gave them a heads up. I didn't do like I did last time, where everybody's like, what? So let me give them a heads up this time. So we're going to start with, I'll start with Natalie and then go up.
30 seconds. I would say the main thing I hope you walk away with is that you can do this. We're just like you, but we just had the desire and the want and the unwavering faith that we can do what we set our mind to. We can follow our hearts, follow our dreams, and you can too. Find that support network that's going to propel you to who and what you want to be.
Ooh, powerful queen. Next.
So I want to say, if you want to do the thing, search for the guidance, because again, when you do it all your own, you will lose time and money. But if you get the right mentorship, the right guidance, you'll be able to go faster, but more importantly, with more effectiveness in what you are doing.
Yes, Queen B.
Okay. I would like everyone to know that if you have a dream, you can realize it and go after it. Even if you're scared, remember that if you aren't at least a little scared, the dream isn't big enough. So dream and go after that dream, because all these wonderful things are waiting on the other side of that fear. So go after it.
Woo, that's a mic drop, but I can't play it.
I would say get aligned and understand what your values are, because they are your decision maker poles. Because get ready, because it's going to get messy. And if you have those set in the beginning, it will get you through the mess.
Beautiful.
Woo. Okay, Miss Sandy, and don't make me cry.
I love it. I would love to leave you all with a Gandhi quote that I absolutely love. If you are feeling even a tiny bit lost, Gandhi said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others.
So powerful. So powerful. Thank you, Sandy. See, now you can make me cry again. Wow, really? You're really doing this to me. So, first of all, ladies, thank you so much for coming on Let's Talk Fab. Thank you for hearing the call from me, because you took your Sunday an hour, really more than an hour, to come and to show the love to the audience. So thank you for me, and thank you for everybody else. And we will be back next Sunday with another wonderful panelist, another wonderful topic. But always remember that, as I say, as Sandy almost made me cry, you are all a lighthouse to the world. Take care. Once I
want to say thank you for joining us today and welcome you back next Sunday, as we once again are joined by a panel of subject matter experts that will explore and focus in on our fabulous lives. Until next Sunday.